Buddy, good morning, or almost good afternoon. Let me put this up like that a little bit. All right. So yeah, guys, we're going live today, so thank you. I wanted to share some of my trail cam pictures with you. I just pulled my camera yesterday. So if my video and audio is fine, please give me the thumbs up or let me know. But what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be showing you the VooPeak TC-07. This is the camera that I got sent to me. Now I have another camera being sent to me as well as the TC-02. Chad, what's up, buddy? Thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate you. This might be a long one, so if you would like to, please share this out. That would be awesome. But I am going to go, I'm taking the chip out of my camera. I don't see a lot of people doing this. So I started it a while ago, but I haven't done it recently since before hunting season. So what I'm going to do is I'm just doing the live trail camera shares with you guys. This may be my last one. I may do another one after the season to see what deer made it. I'm obviously tagged out in PA and in Ohio. So I won't be hunting for any bucks. I do have one doe tag still left for PA. So I may get out there next week or after Thanksgiving, or maybe the week of Thanksgiving, maybe before. It depends on how my truck's ready or not. So we're going to be doing this, and I think it's something neat that you guys would appreciate, and just it's something to look at my trail camera pictures. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I did do a sneak peek of my camera before. Liked and shared on Facebook. Thanks, Chad. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. My surgery, there's the cut. It's very minimal, but I got my Band-Aid that's falling off on it now. Surgery went well. I got some recovery time because my hand's really sore. I'm not doing too much around the house if I can help it. But yeah, surgery went well. So we're, let me move this a little bit this way. Surgery went well. Recouping till after, I am recouping till after Thanksgiving. So yeah, like I said, I think this is pretty neat. I don't see too many people doing this, and I always like to try to do something a little different, to try to catch somebody's eye, or just if somebody's interested. I think it's interesting because when you're looking at trail cam pictures, it's like Christmas every time you look at your trail camera pictures. In this case, I am using, I pulled my VooPeak TC-07 yesterday. Now this has been out since I harvested my buck on October 16th. So yesterday was the, what, 17th, I believe, or 18th. So I have pictures from October 16th and video, and that's what I'll be doing. From October 16th to November 17th is when this was out. Now, this camera is awesome. It's not a cell cam, guys. I just get a little wary with my cell cam because of buying the plans and everything. I may get, what's up, Ray? I may get a plan with a Tacticam or something, maybe. VooPeak wanted to send me a cell cam, but I don't know how I don't want to use a cell cam in Ohio if I can't get you know, there's some places there where I'm worried about signal. And I guess everybody hunts with them and they use it, but I like to have the SD card in there where I can just pull the SD card and go. This is a feature, though, on here where you can get within like 25 or 50 yards of the camera. You can put it up on your phone and you can look at it. Like if this is by your tree stand, you can get up in your tree stand and connect with this and look at your pictures without going to the camera. But I like the SD card features. I'm old school or so, I guess. I guess I need to turn the page on the technology. But what I do like about this is you got a button buck, gave it to the needy family. Yeah, I saw that, right? Yeah, that's awesome. So this is the solar panel on top. It comes with it. This thing here, I don't even know if I can get it off of here. My hand's a little bit screwy, but you have to be able to push and pull and do all this stuff. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it with my hand. Well, anyway, this slides off. I don't need to take it off, but it slides off. If you look at the review of the camera, you'll see it. Before, my hand was so messed up. But this is the camera. Saturday night is 6-point. Awesome. So it's a very nice looking camera. It does have batteries in it. It has 8 batteries in it. I use the Energizer Maxes. I'm just an Energizer fan. Some people are Duracell fans. But those batteries are a backup. This charges your batteries from the sun all the time. This camera still has I believe, let's see, let's go to setup mode. Please insert SIM card. It has 95% battery life left still on there, if you could see it. It's taking pictures of me right now. But you can see the battery life right there. It's 95. I just took it out yesterday. But that is the battery life on this is awesome. That's why I like these. And let's shut this off. We don't need it on. Okay. So that is the camera, the VooPeak, which is an awesome camera, guys. I did do a review. I will be doing another review on the VooPeak TC-07. It's coming in the mail soon. So I'm going to put that out. Now, my theory behind it is I think it's like I said, it's Christmas morning every time you check your trail cam pictures. Sometimes you regret shooting your deer too. And I'm going to say I don't regret shooting my 9-point, but it's really nice to know that there's some bigger deer there. After I was there, actually the evening that I shot my buck, I shot mine in the morning. Messed it up. Yeah, Bushnell's a good camera. But these VooPeak, I got an affiliate program with them, sort of a partner with me. Yeah, I just promote their products right now. I haven't done their cell cams. I guess I'm going to have to do a cell cam video with them because I have a bunch of their cameras now. This will be my third that comes in the mail. I really do like them. They're really awesome. I've had other companies out there, the small mom and pop companies that have sent me cameras, and I've used them and they messed up, or I've missed like weeks of pictures with them. This is very dependable, and the quality, when you see on this video, on the computer here, the quality of it is really good. And I do recommend, and on this feature, a lot of the other features on other cameras don't give you the option of photo and video. On these, they have, you could take a photo, 2 photos, 3 photos, plus video. Hey, Tina, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. So let me get on my, I got to get on my iPad real quick here so I could see okay, I'm on there now. Okay, because I'm going to have the camera facing my computer here, and we're going to go through the pictures and everything with it. I do have the SD card out of it. It's a standard SD card. I just took it out of the VooPeak. But like I said, my whole the reason why I want to do this is because it's fun to look at trail cam pictures. It's like Christmas every time I open up my camera or get my SD card and come home. It's like you can't wait to get home to see what's on there. And so I think it's cool to share it with you guys, what I'm seeing and stuff like that. Sort of like I'm bringing you along with me throughout everything that I do. And that's what I want to do on this channel. I want to be sort of like an interactive channel where like I'm bringing you exactly what I do. I'm taking you through all the steps and showing you what I do. I did take a sneak peek at it. Hey, David, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. So, you know, I did look at some of them, but I didn't look at all of them. But I did look at a few pictures, and I'm happy. There's a couple nice bucks on there that are shooter bucks this year, but I'm hoping they make it through the season. I did do something like this earlier when I first did that, but I think that this is a good thing to do to catch on, and people I think would be interested in it. So I'm going to do this more next season. Obviously fishing season, I don't put cameras out, but I will be putting cameras out at the end of my PA hunting season, and I'll always have the cameras running down Ohio. So I can do these every so often and showing you what's going on, even through the summer months. I know the summer months I'm really busy with fishing and doing my fishing content, but with these optional, with these solar panels, it comes with it. It ain't optional, I'm sorry, but it comes with these. I can keep these out all summer long and just let them run and just go down and pull the cord and put another one in and let it run for a while. I like that because you're not going in a lot to like change batteries and stuff like that. I can let this run. Right now it's been out for about a month, and I'm very happy with the quality and everything, and we're going to get to that in a second. So hey guys, this is going to be a little bit long too, so if you guys got to leave and pop back in, that's fine. I'm going to be doing this. This is going to be a long one with the camera. I'm going to go through all the pictures first, and then I'm going to go through all the videos. I may skim through it real quick if they're just dough. We'll talk about them. If anybody has any questions with them, I'll, just let me know on the in the chat here. I have my other screen up right here with the chat going. I'll have my camera facing my computer screen, and we will go with that. So let me see here. Let me get this started here real quick. Let me get up. Let me put my chip in the computer here. get it rolling. Okay, we got it rolling. We're gonna go with, let me get over here real quick. We're gonna go with the photos first. And we have the first photo. And this is funny because the first photo, that is 10/21. Because I think I went down and pulled my camera. And so this is from the October 21st. This is the first picture, actually. On this one, let me go with the full screen real quick and then I'll, okay, so we got that right there. All right, so now let me take this camera and give me a second to get it all up and running here. If you guys have anything that you want to see, let me do this. I'm going to do this, and then I am going to zoom in, I think, a little bit on the camera. Let's see, let me move this down right like that. If I get it right there, I think I can do it like this. So you might see a little bit of a backlash with me there. Let me do it like that. I think you can get the whole gist of everything right there. I might hit this tripod a little bit, but I think this is a really cool way to go through my camera footage. Now you can see that buck right there. That's a nice 8-point right there, guys. And you can see the date, time, and everything. And that's one cool thing about this. If you look down at the bottom corner, you can see that it's 2024. It's 10/20/21 is the date, and it's 8:31 and 48 seconds a.m. So it gives you the temperature, which is 46 degrees Fahrenheit, 8 degrees Celsius. And the name of the camera is my mock scrape camera. So I keep this one on my mock scrape over here locally at my house. So hopefully you guys can see all that. You'll probably see me back here moving a little bit, but that's just the shadow of our camera here. So there is a nice 8-point there, guys. I'm just going to go through it, and I'm going to watch the chat as well. So we got, he's in the scrape right there. You can see the scrape that I have. You could also see the vine is right here is the vine that I put up, and then there's the scrape right there. I have the Jinx 'em Scent scrape in there. So that's a pretty nice buck right there, guys. Then on this one, there's another buck coming into the picture here. There is a doe sniffing the vine, which is really cool. And if you look, that's 10/23. So there's sometimes there was no action like that on the 22nd. See the little doe making the checking out the vine. The leaves are covering up the scrape a little bit, which right now that doesn't really bother me. That vine is a big thing. The quality of this, you can see the night pictures are really well. You know, that's just very cool. That deer's running off to the left there. There's a deer up top here. Yeah, it's a nice buck for sure. And then there's another one. That's a small buck, I believe, right there. There's a deer off to the side. So there's some action in here. You can see the doe. As long as they're in that picture frame. My stand is about 25 yards to the right of this, up on it from this tree right here. If you go diagonal up here, and I have a shooting lane right to there. So I could shoot any of these deer that are in the screen. If you see them there, I could take a shot at them. There's a raccoon, the notorious raccoons everywhere. There's another doe with the licking branch, the licking vine. Very cool, but good quality picture. Like you can see my shadow behind you, so I apologize for that, but you can see the majority. There's a small buck right there, an up and comer right there. That's on the 30th. Now the 30th and on, like it's really getting active here, and that's another thing what's good about cameras is you can determine your activity in your area, what gets better. Now I think that Halloween week is a good week for here. Now I shot mine on the 16th out of this stand, the 9-point. So, but there is that buck right there. You could see it's a little different. It looks like a 5-point walking up. Very nice body deer. And then there is the 10-point. This is a nice 10-point. You see the little crab claws on the front. Let me zoom in a little bit. You can see the crab claws right here. They're developing right there. They're not fully developed, but that is a very nice buck. I'm going to keep this like that so you can see the time and everything. So that's a very nice buck. There's the back view of him, and I will do that. See, the brow tines are very nice. That looks like about I'm going to say around a 120 class deer right there. right now. So another year he will be a shooter. I would have probably shot him this year in PA. My standards in PA are a little bit less than Ohio, but that's a very nice buck. So there he is there. There he's walking up to the vine. He's coming back now. There's a front view of him coming back down. That is 6:44 p.m. So that's a little bit right at the end of shooting light right there. There he is again. Very nice picture of him. Very cool. But that is nice to see that quality of bucks there. So we have a nice 8-point right now. We have this big. He's just getting leafy. Yeah. So that is a 10-point right there, with the 2 little claws in the front. So that's a very nice buck. We had the 8-point there as well. Now this one right here is a different one. I think this is the 8-point. Hey Ray, how are you, buddy? This is the 8-point, I believe. Then there's another buck right there. Zoom into that real quick, see if you can see it. That's another nice buck. That might be the 10-point. We gotta see if he is nope, that's not the 10-point. That's a different buck. Let me squeeze this down a little bit to right there so you guys can see. All right, so there's a deer's butt going up the hill there. You can't see the, yeah. Okay, there's the time and everything there. So that is 11:01, and that is 6:24 p.m. as well. And then there's nothing, probably a leaf or a bird flew by, or a buck walked through there, or a deer walked through. That's a night picture. And then there's another buck coming down the hill there. That does not have any brow tines on it. So that's a different buck right there as well. That looks like a big 4-point. And he's going to be a beauty next year if he gets some. He needs to get some tines. He needs to definitely have some tines. Nothing right there. Caught the end of it. There's some night picture. Nothing right there. Oh, there's something. No, I don't see anything in that picture there. Probably passed. There's a doe or a spike right there coming into the picture. They're sort of washed out right there. That's where the sun comes up, and that's the only unfortunate thing that I have in that spot. I could move it on this tree over here or over there. If you look at my finger, sorry it distorted the camera, but there's a tree here and a tree right there. But I think it's a little bit close to the scrape. I like to be away from the scrape a little bit. But when there's leaves on the trees, that blocks that out. But as I didn't cry at all on my surgery, but I did get a little hot and a little sweaty because that was kind of crazy looking at it and watching it. But there's my hand right there. I'm doing well. It's just very sore. And then that is another deer going away. There's a doe, and that is at 3:30 in the morning. Another doe, 3:34. She's turning around. There's a small buck right there, guys. Let's zoom into him real quick. You can see that. It's a small up-and-comer. He needs about 3 more years at least. Just got back from pheasant hunting. That's awesome, Io. Did you shoot any birds? Menopause, yeah. And then there's another picture of nothing. There's a picture of nothing. The raccoons probably came through. Now, if you look to the right over here, there's another buck right there, a goofy-looking scrub buck. Awesome, Jason. Thank you for coming in, buddy. I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? I thought you forgot about my channel and you just never call. You don't write anything. You just work all the time. But it's nice to have you in, buddy. I'm just doing this a little bit differently. I like to share. I think this is something new on my channel. I'm going to be just sharing my cell cam pictures, my trail cam pictures with you guys. Sort of like what I do, you guys see exactly what I'm doing. So I would sit here just like I'm doing now and look through these pictures. But there is that there. Now there's another buck right there, guys. Let me zoom in on him real quick, just working my life away. That's that one deer with why has it been done? Okay, that's the one deer right there without the brow tines. So we're going to just zoom this in and out. We're going to keep that there so you can see the time. Now if you look on it, sometimes the time is smaller down at the right. you'll see the times smaller and some are like bigger, like that. I don't know what that is, but it's okay. You can see the camera battery life as well is there. So, but that's 90%. When it's active at night, it's not charging, it's using the battery, but you put once the sun comes out, it charges that battery right back up. Every time I go check my camera, it's 100%. So that VooPeak cameras are very, very cool. There's 2 doe coming in. That is like 3:30 in the morning. Oh, there's 4 doe there now. Yep, and that's exactly what I'm doing, Dean. Thank you for coming in, buddy. Appreciate you. You guys, please hit that like button. And this is going to take a while because I'm going through all my videos too. I'm also going to share my videos with you as well. So this is going to be a little bit longer live, but I want to show you everything, and I want to hang out with you guys and just show you what I'm seeing and what I'm doing. Like I said, I have a doe license left, so one of these 4 doe could be harvested this year from me. They are right there within 23 to 28 yards of my stand, so they can get harvested fairly easy. So it's good to see that. And then also, I pulled my camera because of hunting season. Right now, I got done early. I don't want but even though it's sort of private property and I posted it down there, you never know. There's what people do out there. Some people bash your cameras, some people steal them, some people pull your cards out of them. I don't see too much activity around there, but there is definitely a possibility of somebody coming up and stealing your camera. So my hunting season is over in Ohio and PA. Ohio, I can leave my cameras out just about all year because it's a lease. Nobody should be up there, and everybody knows not to go on people's leases down Ohio because you will get fined big time. So I will be keeping these cameras, the VooPeak camera, out with that solar panel down Ohio all summer long. I'm going to have it out. And after the season here in PA, yeah, a lot of people, you would be surprised what I caught on cameras. You wouldn't believe what I caught on videos in Ohio on a gate. There was a back road that led to a gate, and there was people at the gate, and there was a man and woman, and you know what happened in that video. I wish I actually still had that video. My buddy had that video, but I think he erased it. But that was pretty interesting to see what people do when they don't know they're on camera. So, but yeah, I'm going to be taking the camera back down there after the season, and then we'll be going on an inventory list after the season. And I'm hoping that 8-point and that 10-point make it. Trail camera porn, you ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. So there's a nice shot of the deer, I believe, is up right in there. So, but there's there's a deer coming. If you can see that deer right there, I'll zoom in real quick for you guys so you know I'm not kidding. There's a little button buck right there. So this has a lot. Yeah, cameras are everywhere. And there's the buck again, another buck. Their future buck right there. Another doe. There is what the heck is that, a spike? Let's see. I'm going to do this. Instead of zoom, I'm going to zoom in like that. See, that is a little 6-point right there, but it's in motion right there. So that's a whole different buck that I didn't have. Whoop. Let's go down to right about there. Let's go down this way. Nope, we're going to go this way. Yeah, we'll go right to there. Yeah, they're not bad photos, Jason. They're actually really good for this camera. And I'm getting another camera. I have a TC, the 27? I have a TC-22. I have this is the TC-07, and I got one coming in the mail. It's a TC-02. And they all have the solar panel. I'm really fond of the solar panels on top of these to keep your battery life going. So there's another one right there up top. There is nothing in that picture unless there was a leaf or a squirrel or something. And then there's 2 deer in that picture right there. There's another scrubby buck up top. I don't know what that one is at the bottom. Probably a doe. That deer is just following that doe. There's a night picture right there at 6:16. There's another doe at 12:16 at night, a.m. There's one at 9 a.m. Doe messing with the licking vine. And then there is the 10 point in daytime. And that deer is there at 10:30 p.m. on, let's see, what is that? 11/16. Yeah, 11/16 at 2:10 in the afternoon. So that is 11/16, guys. He's there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And he is a shooter this year, but I'd like to give him another year. And then there's a little scrubby buck right there at 4:59. There's a nice buck right there at 6:49. Let me zoom into this one real quick here. That's another nice buck there. Right there. Now you can see the brow tine on this one is broken. His right brow tine, if you're looking, is broken. So I believe that's a different deer than the 10 point with the crab claw. That's a very nice buck here. Look at the body on that buck. It's very, very big. And he is 25 yards standing right there from my stand. So there's a fox right there. I see that fox all the time. There's another buck right there, small scrubby one. You can see him right there in the camera looking around, scratching, licking his behind. Here comes another one right here, down to meet him. And they get up there, get together, and it looks like they're going to start sparring. So on the video, I hope we get that video of them sparring, which I can almost tell you we do because I did a sneak peek. But you can see that trail's being used all the time. And then there I am. And that's it. That's all the pictures we have on that. Now, that was a month of pictures. So let me go to this. Let me get out of here. Let me go over to... Oh, no, I want to cancel that. Let me get over to here. Photo. Let's go to movie. Okay. So now we're watching video now. Now, there's the buck right there. Now, this has sound as well. So I could hear it on the computer. That's a very nice buck right there, guys. And watch what he does. I'll zoom it in a little bit. See if he likes the licking branch. See my little vine right there? He's going to be into that, smelling that. But that's a beautiful buck. And I have this running for 20 seconds. Now, the only thing that I can't do, Jason, you're in here. I can't just click onto the next video. I got to go out of this and go back into here and click that and go to the next video. So I don't know. There he is again. I'll just do it like that and you guys can see him. But you can see him in that scrape sniffing around, and he likes that vine. See that vine shaking right there? But I put this on 20-second video. You would be surprised the stuff you catch on video that you don't catch on the pictures. So there's that. And then I got to get back out of this, which is kind of a pain in the butt. But we'll just go down. And there is a small 5 point. Yeah, there's nothing on the right edge of the video, Jason, on these to keep scrolling. Now, the other one there is on the pictures, but not the video. There is nothing on the right or left side of the video. I don't see anything. See, there's nothing on either side of that. So down here I was looking, but it looks like it's previous, but there's nothing. Skip forward 30 seconds, but there's nothing to skip to the next photo real easy. So I got to come out of there and go to this. So let's see, there's a doe messing around there. We're going to play all the videos for you guys too. I want you guys to see exactly what I see. But the quality is very, very good. I'm very happy with the quality of these videos that they put out there. Now you see her, she's sniffing, and she's sniffing that tree. There's a buck that rubs that tree, actually. So it's kind of neat. You get a lot of information off of these videos. There's another one right there. Little doe, probably the same one messing around. But guys, if you get a chance, share this out, because we're going to be going for a little bit, showing you guys all this. And like I said, the videos do catch a lot more. You can learn a lot more from the videos, because you see which way the deer are coming in, which way they're moving away, what time of the day. So a video can tell you a lot more than just a picture. The picture will let you know they're in the area, but it doesn't really give you the way they enter and exit the area, or as the videos do. Now, these are 20-second videos. I may up it to a 30-second video. Now, you got to make sure you have the right size card in there. This is a 16-bit or gig card right now, which is fine for this, for the 20-second. But if you move up to longer, you might want to put like a 32 or a bigger one in. But that those looking at Vine, just putting their scent on it. That might be a button buck. It might be a button buck. And I could hear another deer around her walking. That's what's cool about the sound. Very high, very good quality videos. I'm really happy with the quality of this camera and the quality of my other camera. Very cool. Okay, let's go to the next one. Very good. Yeah, I get a 28. That's odd. Yeah, I can't change it, Jay. I can't find it. That's almost looked like an AI dropped in. Yeah, yeah. Get the 120-bit card. It's 128. Now they recommend nothing higher than a 128. So I guess if you put anything bigger in there, it won't work. Now I had another card in here, the PNK, I believe it was a 128 gig. It worked one time and it won't work again. So I don't know what the heck's up with that card, or if it's. I did talk to Cam Park and VooPeak on it. They told me to reformat it, but if a card needs reformatted every time I use it, it's getting thrown out because I don't have time to be reformatting cards just to put it back in my camera. And I can't have camera footage being faulty because you know, your time in the woods is valuable, and these cameras can save you. Now I don't hunt on cameras. I don't use my camera to say, yeah, I'm going in there because there was a deer there or not. I go hunt anyway. But the cameras do give you a lot of information on the times that the deer are there and what you could be looking for. But if I don't see a big buck on my camera, that doesn't mean I'm not going hunting. I do get in the woods because that deer could be skirting your camera and you never know it. I have this up in the air facing down a little bit, as you can see. It isn't level, ground level, so them deer really aren't paying too much attention to it. If you look, a lot of the deer aren't even looking into the camera, which is a good thing. So I really like that spot. Now when I pulled this camera yesterday, I did not redo that scrape. So I'm not really doing the scrape again. I'm letting the deer mess with that vine to keep them in the area. But after the season, I will reopen that scrape and add some more Jinx 'em Scent Dominant Buck Misfortune in there to keep them going after the season. Because I don't want to keep it going with, like, I let the deer do it. Now, throughout the season, there's a buck coming into the screen right there, and he just looks and walks right past you. Like, that's something that you wouldn't get a picture of. So that's the stuff that you could see. You see, he came in at 7:07 p.m., so right after it got dark, he come through there on 10:23. So that gives you a little intel of, like, you know, you're in your stand, and it's 10:23, or 7:06 like this is, and if I'm getting down out of my stand, that deer could be around you and can bust you getting out of it. So that gives you a lot of intel on these cameras. Especially, I love the video. And there's a button buck right there. You can see the button buck at the bottom of the screen, and then there's either a doe or, yeah, that's a doe up top. And then there's another one coming in. Another button buck at the bottom of the screen that was there. So nope, she's running. There goes deer running. So something might be coming up the hill after them. I'm thinking it's a bigger buck coming up that hill. So we will see on the next screen. Because that was 4:45. Well, this is 6:17 a.m. So this is about a half an hour after those deer were there. So we'll see what happens here. See if something comes into the picture. If not, something set it off and didn't catch it, or a bird or something moved, or a tree or something, or a raccoon went through there. Okay, so that was nothing. We're going into the 9:54 a.m. mark now. And keep an eye out on there. Sometimes you'll see stuff in the background moving off to the side. If not, there could have been this leaf here could have moved. That's one thing what you want to do, guys, is keep that area clear. Now, when I can hear a bird chirping in the background, but if the wind blows these leaves, it will set that camera off. So you'll get some dead spots. You'll get some dead pictures with no information on it, and that's fine. There's 2:18 p.m. There's a deer. There's a buck in there right now. It's a nice little, it looks like an 8-point. It's a little 8-point. So that's a deer that's really not on it, but you see him working that vine, putting his scent on that vine, just licking it, rubbing his eye glands on there and everything. That's how it's supposed to work, guys. You see how I tied that in the tree to make it flop around a little bit, and gives them, it's sort of like a chew toy for a baby. That's exactly what those vines are for. And then they leave all their scent on it. That's a small 8, but that is definitely potential. Now, I do have permission on this property, so I may be putting up a double ladder stand for my son and I to hunt this, because it would be nice. He only hunts down camp with me, but it would be nice to get him one of these bucks, you know, in his local, where we could jump into the stand in the evening and do some evening hunts, especially next year, because I'll be in on the daylight shift at my job. So looking forward to that for sure. Okay, there's a doe right there. You can see that doe up here, and you can see my little cursor, so that's what I'm pointing with my cursor, if you could follow that. I wish it was bigger, I could highlight that, but you see that? It looks like a little bug flying around there. Right in the face of the deer. But yeah, just playing around a little bit. But that is the doe right there. Okay, and then let's go to the next one. We're going to move this down a little bit. Whoops. Where'd I go? Where'd I go? Where'd I go? Where'd I go? There it is. Okay, let's go to this one. There's a doe. Is that a button buck or a doe? Nope, that's a doe. That's a doe coming in at 4:36 p.m. on October 27th. And you can jot these down. What I do is I'm jot them down in a book. That way I don't keep the video. Jason will tell you I love gray stuff. I don't like to keep stuff on file. So what I do is I do the old school way. I write this stuff down in a notebook. So after my live here today, I will be recording times and dates. Now there is moon phase. You can see the moon phase down at the bottom there. Let's see. You can see the moon phase down right here is the moon phase, the battery life, the sun, it's sunny out, or moon phase. It gives you the date, the year, the date, the time, the temperature, and then the name of the let me go scroll this through a little bit bigger like that. The name of the camera as well, which is I call that mock scrape. So let's do this. We're going to go into there. And this is 5:21 p.m. on the 27th. So we got 3 doe in there. It looks like there's one little button buck in the middle there, and then the 2 doe up top. They're just moving up the hill there in the evening. Going up. They do bed. If you look where they're coming from, to the left of this scrape is the bedding area. At least I consider that. Now up here to the right, where my cursor is, way up here, there's a flat up in here. And my stand is, where my cursor is swirling right here, my stand's over this way. And I could shoot down to this spot right here at 20 yards, 25 yards, straight down through here. So if there's a deer standing broadside facing up this hill, like most of them do, they're pretty much toast. But up in here there's a flat, and they do go up there. That's a funnel, and that's where they cross into there. I see a lot of deer coming down there that you don't see on this camera and going straight across the top. Yeah, let them sleep. So that's that part there. Hey, Uncle Gary, thanks for coming in. This is 11:47 p.m. This will be a night picture. There's Rocky Raccoon right there, and one of my worst enemies in the wood. I can't stand raccoons. I've got almost attacked by them, hissed at. They come down the back of my tree right behind my head in the dark, and I cannot stand raccoons. Not that I'm gonna run and not hunt because of them, but I can't stand raccoons. They're wicked animals. All right, so there's a doe messing with the licking branch there, the licking vine, putting their scent on it, and that's a good thing to watch and see. I know that they're using that. So just about every deer that comes through there is either peeing in that little scrape there, even though that those leaves are there, they still know that that's a scrape. And if one of those deer take that over, you will see the deer scrape that area back out. I'm not really worried about the dirt itself, the pee. I'm worried about this part right here, this vine. Every deer that walks past there, they lick that and put their scent on there. That lets everybody know that they're in the area. That's sort of like our email. That's the deer's email right there to the other deer saying, I'm here. That vine right there, and you want to get something in that area to put there. You don't want to put something that's not hanging in the woods. They like that vine actually came from a tree to the right over by my stand, and I moved it to here, and I tied it up in a tree so they could put their scent on it. Let's go to this one, and a deer off to the left there. You can see him over to the left by my hand. I'll try to stay still. But this is 6:45 p.m., so it's right at the end of shooting light there. Now, obviously, we changed the clocks back, so I have to change this. And now it's an hour earlier, so that's 5:45. And coming up here. I can't remember when we changed the clocks back, but you have to make sure you do that on your camera as well to get accurate thing. There's a 4-point right there, guys. Little baby 4-point. So he'll be getting bigger next year. Hopefully, he's not a legal buck, so he will get bigger. I really like the bucks that aren't legal, but that are right at the threshold of being really a shooter. That way, they can't be shot unless it's mistaken. But when they're on that edge of the almost a shooter and they're not legal, then next year is the when they get a little bigger. Yeah, I said he was looking for you. That's funny. There's another buck. Now, I wish I would have caught that one on. I unfortunately missed him, but he's a nice sized buck. And I think that's the buck that was chasing that doe before he came in. So you'll see it come in. See him walking at the top there. He just missed him. And then there's the 10-point. There's the big boy. That's to see the tips of his antlers, and then he has the brow tines that are on. And now you'll see him make a rub on that tree a little bit. He's putting his forehead gland on that tree. See the leaf on his back there. I believe Ray liked the leaf on his back, but he's just hanging out, and that is 6:39 p.m. Still shooting light there. That's a beautiful. Now he's not shooting. Now there's a deer right here too. You see that doe right there? See that doe staring at him right there up top? Staring right at him. Okay, let's go to the next one. That doe's right there. I guess is this the 10-point still? Yeah, that he still has his leaf on his back there. See a nice picture of the Texas. He's pooping right there. You can see him working the vine right now. And that's what you want. You want them bucks putting their scent on that vine. Let's see what he does here. See if he's still working that vine. Yeah, he's working that vine. See that vine moving around. Now he's peeing in the scrape, guys. He's peeing down his legs, and he's putting it right in the scrape. Even though the leaves are there, that scrape is still active. A lot of people think just because there's leaves on it that it's not active. Well, that is not true. There can be leaves on the scrape, and that deer will still use that scrape. Now, when you see them scrape it out of there, you know, they just clear out. They're claiming that as theirs when they do that because they're using their interdigital gland as well in their foot and making that. But it doesn't have to be a bare piece of dirt for them to use it. Now there's the 10-point coming back down the hill at 6:44. He can be shot right there. Perfect broadside shot. Beautiful buck. I would like to give him, like I said, next year. I probably would have shot him this year in PA. He's a beautiful, symmetrical buck. But another year, he's going to be a giant, especially for here in PA. I want you to see the 8-point again, too. And there's another one with a broken tine. Yeah, he's nice. He needs another year to be a big one. He's a shooter this year on my end. But see him chasing? Now watch. He gets ran off. Now watch up in the corner up here to the right. Up here. Watch up there. There's another buck that comes into play. See that big one walking? And I don't know what he is, but that's a big buck. And that buck chased this buck away. So I think it's the one with the broken brow tine. He's another 10-point. And I think he's going to be in here somewhere. Now that's an 8-point, I believe. Yeah, that's an 8-point running around. That's a big bodied deer too. That's at 647. Now these are all in the same time frame. So there was a couple different bucks there. We'll let this play out and run out there. But that's a nice looking buck there too, but he needs another year as well. Now that's a good, any one of these bucks are great bucks for Theo right now. Okay, see him running through there? He's coming back through, which is really cool. You can see them in the videos, just the way they act. So he's at 649, so they're still in the area going back and forth. And that's 10:30. Right around Halloween week, this place is active. So that gives me a little bit of a clue for next year to say, hey, we're going to stick around till Halloween and see what's in there. And there's a nice buck right there walking up. That's the 8-point right there, guys. And he just walked through, so. And he's walking up about 15 yards in front of my stand right there. So he would be toast. He would be back straps on the grill. See what this is. So let's see, I missed that buck coming down. I was hoping that that was that buck with the broken brow tine, but I don't think it was. It looks like a little bit of rain here tonight, and that's 11/1. That's November 1st, guys. And that's 1:39, so that's actually 12:39. I believe that's when we changed our clocks. I can't remember what day we changed our clocks back. But from here on out, basically, it's an hour earlier. There's doe running up the top, and I'm sure there's something coming. We'll see. Unless they got spooked by something, but that's the evening. That's 6:20 or 5:21 in the evening. Nothing came through there, so we'll see the next one. That was 6:21. No, there was nothing. 7:21. I'm sorry. So 3:36, which is 2:36 on 11/2. And you can see the deer down to the right there that just ran past. That was that small one. When I pulled this camera yesterday, I actually jumped that buck who was up on that flat up in this area. He was on the flat when I come up the hill to my stand. I don't go to my stand when I come over here. I go about 20 yards behind my stand and I walk straight across this hillside. Well, he was there and I didn't bump him real bad. He didn't snort or nothing. He just got up and he went off to the left. So I know they're bedding up there. There's the big fat raccoon going through there. I don't think there's nothing on there. Now this is 11/6 now. This is 2 days after, so there was no pictures taken. This is 1:01 p.m., which is probably noon right now on this. There's a deer that just came back and didn't catch it. So it looks like he came out from the left and come down. So I don't know if that camera picked him up real quick, but we're going to stay on it and see if anything else comes through. But that's 1:01, so that's basically noon if our cameras are turned back. And I don't see what's up. Hey, what's up, PA? Thanks for coming in, John. I appreciate you, buddy. We're just showing my camera pictures, man. We're going to be doing this on my channel throughout the time. We're going to be doing it every year, showing you guys my trail cameras, because it's like Christmas every time we look at them. There's a doe just chilling out. That's not a button buck. So it's a little windy this day. 11/6 at 5:53, which is 4:53 p.m. And like I said, this is all intel. that you can use for next year. And that's what I do. I go through all this year. Obviously, the day I shot my buck, it didn't matter from that day on for hunting purposes this year. So I use all that from from October 16th all the way up to the present time. I use that for I do know some really good places, John, for sure in Ohio. But there's a lot of places down there now that you can't hunt private. It's very hard to knock on doors and get private access. Now, my buddy does work for a guy down there. That's why he got private access. And I would never step on his toes and be like, hey, can you take me there? I don't do that. I try to do my own recon missions and do it myself. But it's very hard to get anybody to say yes on their private property because usually it's all hunted already. There's a lot of game lands down there, PA. Look for Egypt Valley. Egypt Valley has a lot of good public land. It's a lot of hard hunting, though. That's where I cut my teeth down there at the game lands. And don't get me wrong, I would still hunt game lands down there because there's some big bucks on there. And when it's not happening on a private that we have or our lease, we do go to game lands. And there's times where I've seen bigger bucks on public than I have on private, so. But yeah, our lease is pretty good. Bob's seeing some bucks on our lease right now. I posted on my community tab yesterday if anybody wants to go over there and vote on what deer you'd shoot. There's about 4 deer that just showed up, new deer. Pretty Boy, Zeus, Zach, and Tightwad. I called them all Tightwad. What's this say picture? I had my phone mounted on quiver and maximum recorded 2 minutes before I shot it. On quiver had maximum recorded 2 minutes. Cool. Very cool. You gonna put it out as a video or what? There's a little spike coming in there. Little baby. That is an 11 point in someone's eyes. But that is a spike. Zeus is nice. Yeah, Zeus is pretty nice. Pretty Boy is pretty. That's why he's named Pretty Boy. And Zeus is a nice buck. He has a little kicker on him. So, a lot of people say, why do you name your deer? Well, it's better than saying, that's the 8 point with the little nub, or we just name our deer. Any bigger deer that we're going to go after or something that has some meating. Phone stopped 2 minutes before a shot, said maximum amount recorded. Yeah, that sucks. You need to get a Tacticam or something on your bow when you're doing that, or an actual video camera. It just makes your bow, weighs your bow down. Okay, let's see here. That is what's walking up there. I can't tell. That looks like a doe to me. Its head's down though. It might be a buck. Oh, it's a buck. It's that spike. When a deer's walking like that, their head down at this time of year, it's usually a buck. But you can tell that buck wasn't as wide as his body, so I didn't know if it was a doe or a buck. Okay, let's go to 11:09 at 2:32 a.m. And that is a doe coming in right there. Very cool. Yeah, guys, share this out if you don't mind, because after this we're going to do some questions and answers or whatever. If you guys want to stick around and bull crap a little bit, we're going to do that. But I do enjoy showing you guys everything that I have here. And maybe you guys will start doing this yourself. You know what I mean? Get out there, put your cameras out there, collect the intel. Time in the woods, I mean, you don't want to waste your time. And JJ will tell you, I am busy. So when I'm in the woods, man, it has to be productive, or at least I have to have confidence on those days that I'm going in. So weather trumps everything. Weather days, obviously, when you can take off, but you want to take off during those high percentage days. And that's what I try doing. This year I've hunted 4 times and I got 2 buck. So it was kind of cool. I did tag out early, so I was chomping at the bit this November. But I am probably going down to Ohio this weekend. Nice. But this weekend, I'm probably going to go down and either video my buddy Bob out of our lease blind or his son Brandon out of the lease blind that we have. So there's that Zeus and everybody showing up at the lease blind. So we're going to go down there. I'm going to go down and try to get some footage and cut a video this weekend. I do have a video coming out this Wednesday of my Kemimoto heated hunting vest. That'll be coming out Wednesday. So you guys know there's a code on there for discount. You get $10 off of it. So it's a very nice vest. I'm using it for everyday use and hunting, but I do have my own hunting vest as well. That's a small little 4-point there. He's going to be an up-and-comer. Let him get some brow tines and get about 100 inches on his rack, and we'll be good. Okay. And then we're into the 10th. We're into that rut period right now, guys. This is just a rut right now. I mean, it's that time. Anywhere from November on. My favorite time is the 9th. There's a rainy day right here. And there goes the doe running past. Do you see that doe up there? Just run straight through. So something activated the camera before that. So maybe something ran before that. But that was a doe. That's it. That is at 5:44 p.m. Kind of crappy weather there. This is 7:14 with some rain coming. You can see the rain falling down there. We'll see what comes through the camera. Like I said, I didn't watch all these videos. I just went through. So I knew I had some content for you guys. I didn't want to say, yeah, we're going to look at our camera, and I go on and we had 2 pictures. It wouldn't be worth it. So I wanted to just make sure I had enough footage on here to go through and do a video with you guys. Zeus for sure. Yeah, you always do something. You're always doing something. Yeah, I am. Always busy. Everything's a schedule. I got to put the pop-up away today, actually. As soon as my wife gets home, we got to put the pop-up away and get it ready for Florida. Well, it's ready for Florida. My wife spent a lot of that time yesterday getting everything ready. So, but yeah, on PA trapping. Congrats on your deer. Hey, if anybody in here that wants me to share a video or share your on my community post, send me pictures. Email me your pictures of your deer. John, email me your picture of your buck, and I'll post it on my community tab, give you a shout out for sure. Okay, this is November 11th. So we are in the thick of the rut, and I'm surprised this doe right now doesn't have, but you see her back, how it's flared up? That looks like something was mounting that doe, actually. So it may see that dark spot right there where she's all ruffled up. A buck will get on their back, and that's when they mate like that. So she looks like she's been ruffled up, but that's just how crazy I am with stuff and pay attention to detail. Okay, this is 8:59. This is right after that doe walked up, so let's see if there's a buck there. There's another doe that walked up. That doe is over here now. One further away is over there, and this one's following. But I am surprised there's not a buck behind them right now. But if a buck knows them doe are staying in this area, that buck doesn't have to be right on their butt. That buck could be, 50 yards away from them downwind, just smelling them and making sure. Now this is 9:17. I hear a deer coming. I hear something walking. We'll see what happens if a deer comes into camera range here. But this isn't long after them doe walked up there. It's only 15 minutes. So, and the deer will stay back that far. But I did hear deer. You can't see them, but and on the camera, there's actually sound. So there was 8:58, then 8:59, them doe came up, which was 7:58 and 7:59. Then 8:17 they came around. So that's only 20 minutes after them doe walked up there, which is that a buck could follow them that far. So there's a doe putting her scent on that licking vine again, which is awesome. And I hear another deer walking. And that's what they do. They just put their scent on there, and that's what I want. So I think there's a deer coming up from the bottom on that one. So that was 3:36 a.m. Let's see what the next picture, 3:37. We'll see if something's coming up through there to the bottom. Yep, there's another deer. And then there's another deer. And let's see these deer as they walk up, what they're doing. There's another deer. So there's 4 doe right there. It looks like there's at least 1 or 2. Nope, it looks like 1 mature doe, which is right here. That looks like sort of a mature doe. And these 2 look like fawns. So they're putting their scent on that camera. So this is 3:38 coming up here. So this is still those doe probably continuing. There you go. There's the mature doe putting her scent on there as well. And then there's another doe. So we got 5 doe right there. And they're all hitting that vine. So that was 5 different scents on that branch right now from them deer going up there and hitting that. So that is definitely, I'm hoping that becomes a community, that I just made a scrape that becomes a community scrape. And it looks like every deer in this area that are passing his camera are hitting that branch. Then there is another one right there. So that could be possibly 6 doe right there. Maybe a button buck in there. But that is, and she's looking into that thicket as well, so there may be something behind her as well. But they're looking at the scrape on the ground. The leaves are there, but that scrape is still active. Don't let that fool you, that the leaves are covering it and then the deer let it go, because there's proof in this video right here. That's what I want to show you guys, that there can be leaves on a scrape, and you saw that buck peeing right into those leaves. It don't have to be bare ground to be active. I think that's a misconception with a lot of hunters out there. They put a scrape out and they see that the leaves are covered over it right here. You can see the bare ground right there, but their leaves are covered over, but they still go to that, smell it, and urinate in that spot. So it's still active. And this is a big part right there, that vine. That's really what I'm concerned about, that vine right there. A lot of people will put just vines up in the air and put scent on that and not even make a scrape. But that scrape is still active. For sure. It looks like nothing right there on the ground, right? So you would think, oh, there ain't no deer in this area. There goes a deer that just ran across the top in that thicket. So something's chasing that deer up there. And this is November 12th. So it's right there in peak rut. And about another couple of days, it'll be lockdown period. Like right now, I believe it's lockdown. Those big deer, those bigger bucks are with does. Let's see if anything comes down through here. But you can see this branch over here moving, so that could have definitely set this off right now. And it's good to know for when I go out there and clear out more branches around it. I will clear that little branch right there off of that cherry tree there, or whatever that tree is. I know that's not a cherry tree. That's just either a junk tree or a small crab apple. Okay, this is the 13th at 8:19 a.m. And there's a doe, what's it say? Does it every time, don't matter how much space is used. Phone literally stops 30 seconds before a shot. You see buck coming. Your camera, it depends what kind of phone you have. My phone will record as long as I want it to record. My iPhone 15. And if it says maximum, you may be able to go into the settings and change it. Unless you don't have enough space on your phone, you could go into your, I call them cache, but it's cache files, and you can delete your cache files on your phone. That will eliminate some of that, and you can maybe store more. But your best bet is to get a camera that will record your hunts for you, buddy. My phone, thank God, my phone is just as good as any camera out there. So I use my phone a lot for things, but I do have other video cameras as well. But the GoPros are for the little B-rolls and stuff like that. Okay, there's a nice buck. He's following a doe. And that is, I think that's that 4-point or 6-point. I don't know if I have that one on camera. That might be the first one for him. I'm not sure. But I'll go back through everything and take inventory. Yeah, that looks like the big, let me see here. I can't zoom into that, can I? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can zoom in. I can zoom in this way, let's see. Yeah, that looks like the wide 4-point or a 6 if it has brow tines. We'll see if it comes back. This is 9:26 on 11:13. So this is only 3 minutes after that. Maybe he comes back down. Oh, there's the doe. We'll see if that buck comes back down. She looks like she's looking into the thicket where the buck probably went up and went to the left and is coming back down behind her. She probably made a circle and she's walking back down. But you can see in the AMs, usually they're coming down the hill and into the left there. And that's basically what I figured out just by scouting and everything and looking at the area. Okay. Now let's go to 11:13 at 8:32 p.m. or AM, I'm sorry. So this deer is still hanging around there. I believe that's the same doe. That's a young doe. She's probably not even into estrus yet. They have to get a certain weight. They have to meet a certain age, 8 months maybe, and then they have to be a certain weight. I believe it's 60% of their body weight. They will come into estrus. So that's why you have the second rut, because some deer don't put on the weight until later, or they're smaller. There's a squirrel on that log that set it off. But you know, a doe will go into estrus after it's about 8 or 9 months old, and they have to reach a certain body weight of like 60%, I think, for them to come into estrus. So there's that. Let's go to 11:13 at 12:40 p.m., which is 11:40 a.m. There's a little 6, I believe, or no, that's the 8 point. Limping. That deer is limping. I saw that deer. No, that's a 5 point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 point. It's a little 7 point and it's limping. His legs limp. So next year, if that 7 point lives and he's limping next year, that's a great buck for Theo. But if one of those big bucks come by, Theo's more than welcome to shoot that, because I want Theo to shoot a monster. I'd rather him shoot the monster than me. Now there's a doe up in here. You can see the tail. So I don't know what that's all about. This is 1:26, so it's really 12:26 p.m. right now. So it's just afternoon right now, and they're up in there. And this is a great little transition area right here, guys. Right to the left is an awesome thicket, and that's where they bed. So it's raining here on the 14th. It's 3:22, which is 2:22 p.m. right now, because I didn't change the camera back. There's something up in here walking around. I've seen something right up in here. Okay, let's go down to 5. There's a little buck come running down here. You hear him grunting? You can hear that little buck grunting. We'll watch it again. Let's go back. See if you can hear the grunt. Ready? Yep. Hear a grunt. As it's coming down the hill. And that is 5:13 p.m. So he's coming down into that thicket, or coming down the hill. But right now in the rut, there's deer going every which way on this hillside. So. Okay, so that was that little buck. That's the buck that I jumped when I went up to pull my camera. That buck's a resident buck. Okay, this is 6:17, 11:14 is 5:17. So there's a doe come flying down the hill. And we're going to see if anything's behind it. Come on. Okay, so nothing was behind it, but there's something chasing that deer. Now this is 12:16 on the 15th, so we didn't get nothing on that one. I wish I would have seen what was coming there. But there's another doe putting some scent on that licking vine, and then there's another doe coming out of the thicket and going across. Didn't pay any attention to that licking vine, and that's okay. They know that it's there for sure. Okay. Let's go to the 15th at 7:30, which is 6:30 a.m. Looks like there's some moisture in the air, some light misty rain maybe blowing around there. Full moon. The moon is blazing right now. So I would think midday activity would be good, or all night activity. So we'll see coming up here. This is the 15th at 9 a.m. And there you go. There's a buck at 9 a.m. Or I'm sorry, a doe at 9 a.m. working the licking vine. And she is walking just about, if she stays on that path, she will walk right under my tree stand. So she's looking back in that thicket as well, so we'll see what's over there. And this is 11:15 at 10:32. So this is at about 2 hours after, and this buck's coming down searching. 11:30 to 10:32 p.m. Full moon, so this buck's walking midday. You know, it's going to start midday activity. Around, I think 10 to 2 is a great time when there's a full moon out, 10 to 3. So that buck was looking. This is 4:25 p.m. on 11:15 as well. Sounds like a hot rod on the street down below there. But I don't see anything going on there. There's a couple of leaves and some wind blowing, so that means that's probably what happened there. Okay, 16th at 8:30 a.m. This buck is, or this doe is here, going up. Now I'm assuming there should be a buck behind this deer coming up here soon. That doe's just rubbing her preorbital and nose and her mouth, putting the saliva on there. See her licking her face, smelling. When they lick their nose, guys, that just intensifies their smell. It has to be wet and they smell better. Here's the 16th at 9:32. This is probably the same doe on there. Yep, the same doe messing around. Now she's walking up, so I'm assuming when she starts walking, I think something should be coming. And you can tell a lot by what they're doing and what they're looking at, especially when you're hunting and you see a doe at this time. Just watch what the doe's doing and looking at, and look further than that doe, or look where that doe is looking, and you can tell a lot from a doe's reaction, how she's acting around you. And there you go. There is the 10 point, and that is at 9:30. That's an hour after. Now look, he's checking out that vine and rubbing it, putting his preorbital. Now that is a broken brow tine right there. So that has a broken brow tine. So I think that is the same 10 that had the crab claw earlier in the video. And that is, so that isn't a different deer. That is the same deer right there. But there is one bigger that chased that deer away. And I want to see that deer that chased that deer away. And I don't have him on camera, I don't think. So there's the little goofy one that I kicked out yesterday, walking up, and that is 4:50. That's 3:59 p.m. on the 16th. So that deer is just cruising, coming out of bedding, going back into bedding, weaving in and out of stuff. So that's where he's walking right now, back into the bedding area. So that 10 point did break his brow tine. So that there isn't, I know there's 3 nice deer. There's the 10 point, which I thought there was 2 10 points, but that, I thought one had a broken brow tine, one didn't. Well, that is the same 10 point, but he broke his brow tine. So there's 2 big ones, and then there's another giant in there. Now there's another one right there. Now that is the one that looks like a 10 with the brow, because that doesn't have the crab claws in the front. So that's the 3rd deer right there, guys. That is the 3rd deer. That's a nice buck right there. That must be the 3rd one. See him right there, and I can't zoom in on him on this thing, and it's really driving me nuts where I can't zoom in. More options. Speed, property, edit, video settings. No. There's no way to zoom in on this thing. But let's see something. See, I caught him right there. I wish I would have caught him earlier to see exactly. But that looks like a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That might be the high 8. I don't know. That looks more than an 8 though. That looks like a 10. But I was thinking that was the buck. I don't think that's the crab claw in the front though. It might be. That might be the 10. So it may be the 10, guys. Let's see. Nope, I think I went down one. All right, there's the fox. Freddy the fox. I always see him or her. Freddy or Franny. Franny the fox or Freddy the fox. Let's see, did I skip this one? No, that was that buck, okay. So that one, we're going on the 17th at 8:05. Now this is what, yesterday? There's a small buck right there. Yeah, the 17th was yesterday, I think. So this is 8:30 a.m. So that was yesterday. We got a couple more pictures here. This is still a little, this is 2 minutes earlier than the other one. So there's that buck right there looking up into here. So I'm thinking there's a bigger buck up here. Maybe. I mean, he's sniffing his vine, but he's looking this way, and I'm thinking there's a buck up there. I don't know. He's just kind of like, yeah, he's that small. He's a little 5-point. Okay, that's that. Let's go to the 17th at 9:08. So there's another buck coming down the hill. See, so that's that. Now this is where, watch this, guys. So they're both, he's sniffing the ground here. This buck's coming. See how he was looking up there? I did see this one, so I'm not going to lie to you. I did watch this video. So this deer is looking. He's like, okay, this deer up here don't like him being there. I know that. And let's see what they do. Let's see if they start sparring. And here they go. Watch. Which is pretty neat. When a deer doing this by your stand, you don't even have to rattle. You just let them do it. But they're testing each other right now. But they're still young, so they don't really know what to do. So let's go to this one here. And they should be, there you go. They're just sparring. They're not really full out fighting. But that little sound, them rattling, basically, I don't have to rattle when you're in your stand. You got them deer calling for you. Now let's see, the 17th at 9:12. This is a minute later. They're still messing around and fighting. Well, the one up here has high ground, the bigger deer. But they're not really fighting. They're just sparring. They're just touching, they're testing each other. That's all. Just testing each other. Which is pretty neat to have it on camera. And here is 9:12 again. So right in that same area. Same time. Now that buck left. This buck, that's the big 4-point. I consider that a bigger 4-point. He's wide. He doesn't have any brow tines. But he could have potential next year if he puts about 100 inches on. So we'll see what he turns into next year if I get video. And once again, guys, you know, youth season and stuff, kids could take him as well. But he's out to his ears. He's 14, 15-inch spread, so he has potential. Let's see what this is right a minute after, so. All right, he's working his way down, so he's messing around with a scrape. There you go. He's just walking down. Yeah, he could be shot right there. He's probably 18 yards right there from the stand. So he would be toast. He would be toast. Okay, so now we've seen them fighting or sparring. Let's see what this is. This is an hour later. An hour and a half later. This is 9:31. So almost an hour. And we have the bigger deer here. That is the 10 point came back in. So that deer was an hour later. He's walking up, which way them deer come down here. So that deer was hanging around, and he's just out there smelling and sniffing around, which is cool. I just hope they make it for after the season. So after hunting season, I will go in here and I will put my camera back up. And I think this is me going in at noonish. And that's me right there undoing the camera. And that is it, guys. So let's do this. And let's take it back over to me. So that was pretty fun. I like doing that with you guys. So that was pretty awesome to have that going there. Let me take this out. Let me get this out of here. That's that. I did take some of the footage off of there, and I am going to record this. So I'm going to go back over this, and I'm actually going to put it in my hunting log with all of the times. Yeah, lots of great footage, Jason. I'm really happy with this camera. I'm really looking forward to the next VooPeak camera I get, which is the TC-2. But this camera, guys, is pretty awesome, and this is a game changer with batteries. I could leave this in all season. Now, let me go grab my other one real quick, because I think I took that out from down camp, because I really didn't need it anymore down there. I kept it in from last hunting season all the way to the beginning of this hunting season. So let me go grab that camera real quick, and I'll show you this as well. But these cameras are really, I'm really excited with these cameras. I'm really happy with the performance of these cameras as well. They're just a very, very good camera. Now this thing here, this Camp Park and VooPeak. VooPeak is a subdivision off of Camp Park. This camera here that I have is it says Camp Park on it. I'll show you the differences here in a second. But this right here is the camera. This is the TC-22. So there is and it says Camp Park on there. Okay, so that's the TC-22, and this is the TC-07. So that's the two. Now look at the difference in the solar panels. They both have solar panels on them. Now the one that I'm getting, I think, looks more like this. It's the VooPeak. But those two are the cameras right there, guys. I recommend you go over. What about food? I don't hunt, but I do like big rack. But I do like big rack, like a big rack. Yeah, I like the big racks too, Uncle Gary. But so there are the two cameras right there, and I'm getting a third one that looks more like this. So these solar panels on top are a game changer. They definitely have, they definitely earn their weight, earn their weight in gold with this. And this doesn't have any. This camera from Camp Park doesn't have any, I don't have to put any batteries in it at all. This comes with a lithium battery already in it. So you just charge it with this. So this is kind of like a real cost-effective camera because you don't even have to buy batteries to put in here. Now let me do something real quick here. This has been off for a while. I took this out about a month ago. Let's see. Let's go to setup real quick here. And I want to see. Okay, it came on. Obviously, and the battery is 100%, guys. That battery is 100%. Now, let me, I hear something taking. So let me take this off. Let me see something real quick here. I am going to see if this has any juice on it, and I will show you guys the camera footage from down. See if it has DCM, photos. Yeah, we got some photos in here as well. So we're going to go through this. And this is the Camp Park TC. Let me go up here. We're going to do the same thing, guys. I told you this is going to be a long one. So we're not over yet. Now this is the TC-22 from Camp Park. And I'm showing you the quality on both. They're both quality. Wow, that's cool solar in the woods. Yeah, and that helps with the batteries, Uncle Gary. This one don't have any batteries you have to put in. This one you have 8 energizers, but this solar panel runs it and recharges those batteries. It's kind of crazy. Those batteries are just for like a backup. This recharges its own battery in here, but the backup, it has E8. This doesn't really have a backup. This has a lithium battery inside of it. So got to get running, buddy. Receiving just called. Great cameras. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Jason. But we're going to look at the TC-22 now from Cam Park / VooPeak. So we are going to put this over here, and we are going to take a look at these photos too for you guys. And there's some video in here as well. So let's take this, put it back over here. We're going to switch it up, and we are going to look at this right here. Lock that in. And there is the, and it's sort of set up the same way. It has the stuff on the bottom. So that's the turkey there. And we can go through the pictures fairly quickly. There's some deer up there on the right corner with some turkey. Yeah, my son's buck is in here, I believe. That's why I kept it. There's a small buck right there. This is our food plot. You can tell they love this area of the food plot and the turkeys. There's some long beards right there. Some long beards up close. Some over by this tree as well. There's some that are laying down right there, so they like that. They feel at home there, which is awesome. There's a bunch of turkeys there feeding on the clover and everything. There's a little small deer coming across. There's a nice sized doe right there. There's a buck right over here. That's Theo's buck right there, guys. There's a little 11 point, which is a spike. There's another little one, little baby doe, fawn right there. Another bigger doe. There's 2 bucks over there fighting. 2 bucks sparring. That's the small one. Is that Theo's buck there? I believe that's Theo's buck there, maybe. Just an 11 point in there, nothing. There's some raccoons. Doe. There's a buck over there. That's Theo's buck right there, guys. You can see that buck right there. Let's see if I can't zoom in a little bit. Yeah, that's Theo's buck, I think, right there. Maybe. I don't know. Looks like Theo's buck. I can't tell. I think there's another better picture. Some doe running. Some deer. Pretty good pictures, though, at night and during the day there with these cameras. There's a spike again. There's nothing. Like a foggy spot. Some doe. A couple deer in the picture. There's a fox running across the thing there. Some deer, some doe. Some more doe with some fawns. They're definitely using the food plot. They love the food plot. There is Theo's deer right there. That's Theo's buck right there, guys. Here comes another one in. And this was all before Theo. There's a nice 8 point right there. That's the one I wanted my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That might be the 10. That's the one I want my dad to shoot, that or that big 7 point. That ain't enormous 7, but it's his biggest deer. And we're going down there. There's the 8 point there, fighting. There's a lot of, that's a cool picture. There's another little buck there. A lot of small bucks down there this year, guys, which tells us that that's a good crop for the next year. But there's all the bucks. Don't know how many more pictures there are. But there's a ton of pictures on this. And I kept this out for a long time. A couple doe. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of, and that's it for that. That's just good. So we're going to get out of this. We're going to go into the movie. We're going to go to video 1. And we're going to play. There's the turkey going across. A very good video. I won't go through everything with you guys here, but there you'll see. I'll go through and skip a couple, and we'll go through them. This is June, I believe. 10/5. That's October 5th. And the times are messed up on this for some reason. So I have to do. But there's the quality of the pictures. All right, man. Appreciate you, Jason. Thanks. But I just wanted to show you the quality of these cameras. They're very, very good quality. There's turkey, and there are a bunch of longbeards in there as well. Let's go down. We'll just randomly pick some stuff here. And I'll show you that. There's some buck sparring. Little ones. Pretty neat to watch your deer spar. But the night quality, you can see this little gap, this little light. That's what that produces, that pushes it out there. It's pretty neat, the infrared light. There's a spike. I've seen that many times so far this year. And this is where my dad will be hunting this year for rifle. So I'll be looking forward to seeing what's coming out. Because there's that 7-point and then there was a nice 10. I had some multi cameras out on the afternoon. I could log on my account. Next day at 4 a.m. I got notification, new pics, but it was pics of wild hogs in another state. It logged me in someone else's account. Okay, just working. Cool. Hey, Mom, thanks for coming in. I'm just showing some video down at Daddy's food plot there, where we're going to be hunting for rifle season. I went through my other camera footage too with all the bucks. There's one right there. Now this is the day, the 5th, I believe. This is the day Theo shot his buck. So this is the morning of the day he shot his buck. We weren't there that morning. We came down that evening, I believe. Let's go out to here. There's the buck. That's the 10-point right there. That's a small one, but it's nice. It'd be nice if he makes it the next year, but if my dad sees that deer this year, I would say shoot him. So we'll see. And let the 7-point get bigger, or vice versa. If my dad wants to take a deer this year, I would recommend that 7 or that 10. But there's a lot of doe down here. He has 3 doe licenses, so I don't know if we could shoot a doe on first day, though. I'm not sure. So there's 531. We're gonna look at that. But that's the night pictures, the cameras, camera quality we're getting. So I'm very happy with the VooPeak and Cam Park cameras for sure. You guys get a chance, go into my link in Cam Park and look at the cameras. And there's a lot of cameras in there for like, there's cameras from 59 all the way up to like 279. There's cell cams in there. They also have security cameras for your house or your cabin or something like that. But if anybody's interested in getting a camera, please get a hold of me and I can share my link with you guys, and you'll get them at that link, and that'll help me with my channel. And I just refer, you coming from me, if you buy anything from them, please refer and say, hey, I saw this on Off the Hook Outdoors. That would make that would be awesome if you guys could do that. We're gonna go check this one at 6/7. My dates were messed up on this. That's me taking it down at night when we were walking out. Okay, so let's see what 726. Yeah, these are the deer where me and my dad were in the stand, and these deer were right there, just hanging out. We were over here to the left about 80 yards, maybe 70, but they're just hanging out there. They love this spot right here. They love this area. There's apple trees here. There's pear trees over here. They seem now, they were in this earlier, but like in November, like the last weekend, we were hunting down there, they were all in this section here. You can see all that foxtail there, where there isn't as much foxtail here. So the turkey and I love this, and the deer were over there, and they actually bedded in there as well. So that's it, guys. Basically, that is it with this. So what I'm going to do with this chip is actually I am taking my card. Let me switch this around, and I will bring it back to me over here, guys. And we are going to take my bag, and I have and this is my setup, guys. I have a little card reader here from Wild Gay. Just made chili, chicken soup, meatloaf, spaghetti, and meatballs for camp. Awesome. So we're going to take our chip, and we are going to insert it into this card reader. I won't get rid of that one yet because I got to go through it and record all the information off of there. So we are going to take the video. We're going to hit enter. Okay, we know there's video, so we want to get out of there. We're going to go back. We want to go to settings, and we want to go to advanced, and we want to go to delete all, and we want to hit yes, and then we're deleting that card in here. So that's the card right there. And then I also carry with me a card chip holder where I have all my SD cards in. Now this PNY one, this 128 gig, this thing is not, I don't know why it doesn't work in my camera. It worked before, but there's nothing in it now. I don't know if it works, what's wrong with it or what, but let's see something here. While we're erasing this stuff, I want to put this back in I'm going to put this back in real quick and see if it accepts it. It didn't accept it before, so this card might be getting thrown out. Let's go to setup. So we're at setup now. It says card error. So I don't know what the heck that means. So let's go to menu real quick. Card error. Menu. Let's go over to settings. Let's go down to beep sound. Let's go to format. Check. All data will be deleted. Okay. But it says card error. All data will be deleted, but it keeps saying card error, which drives me insane. And I don't know how to format this. If Jason was still in here, are you getting... Yes, I am getting Theo from school. Yes, I am. I don't know how to format this card on my... It doesn't do anything on the... Okay, so it clicked in, but it doesn't do nothing. So let's see. I'm doing all this off whim here. Let's go to File. File Explorer. DCMI, bing bing. Media SDSX. Nothing exists, okay. But yeah, it doesn't show anything, so this is garbage in my eyes. Photo SD. Okay, Photo SD, DCM. No idea. No idea what that stuff is, but Jason might help me be able to do that. But this Elite X card is garbage, I think. So we're going to look at it, and we're going to try it in this other one. We're going to put the scan disc back in this camera here, because I know that works in there. But you're supposed to format it. I formatted it in this camera, and it doesn't. Nice. Yeah, luckily the only thing I have to bring is my clothes and my video camera. So that'll be cool. And me and Theo are coming down. Theo's kind of excited about it. We get to hang out with Pappy and watch him shoot a deer, hopefully. Hopefully we see that 7-point again, or that 10-point, or you never know, we might see something bigger. But those two are, I think, are the target bucks for down there right now. Unless we get that big 10 or 12-point. Theo already shot his deer, so we're just waiting on Pappy. Pappy needs to get a deer now. And I am waiting for my highlight video for this year on purpose for after rifle season, because if my dad gets a buck, we're adding him onto our highlight video this year. So let's see. Menu. Let's shut this off. And let's turn it back on and see. It says welcome, plug out card. Let's go to setup. Let's see what it says with this card. Plug card, please plug out card. I don't know what that means. See you. Okay, so we're going to go to off again. It says welcome on off. I don't get it. Insert SD card. Let's go to setup. It says welcome. Please insert SD card. Boom, I insert the SD card. Please plug out card. So this card is garbage. I'm throwing this out right now. So this card is garbage. Garbage. Okay, so that's that. We're on off. So this camera is good to go. So a couple of these solar cameras are going to go down to Ohio after the season as well. And I'm going to keep one up here for my season. So one of these will be in my stand down Ohio. I have 2 stands down there right now on the lease. I will probably just put a regular camera up top unless I get another one of these from VooPeak. So that looks like that is deleted. I am going down to delete all again. I like to do it twice on this thing. And then also, guys, I have, and this is kind of cool to keep. This is like $6. This is a amp probe battery tester. What I do is I keep some, say there's batteries in here that I keep just to have on hold. What you do is you put the plus, you put the minus in there, you put the battery in there, and you test it and you see if it's good or bad. So you can put your batteries in here and you see if it's good or bad. And that lets you know, because sometimes there's so many cameras you're dealing with and you have so many batteries, you're changing out batteries, putting them in, taking them out. You don't know what's good and what's bad. So when you put this in there, you can test your battery and it'll say good or it says bad. Yeah, what's it say? Replace. Yeah, it says replace or good. So that's what you want. I take one of these, really cheap. And then I also take a little screwdriver packet, like an eyeglass screwdriver packet. That stays in my bag with my all my SD cards and everything like that. So there's batteries in here that are good in case if I'm in the field and like I'm low on a battery. They say not to mix and match batteries, but I've done in the past where like I've taken 2 or 3 batteries out and put new ones in, and it gives it like 3/4% to get me through until I can replace all the batteries. So that's an idea you can do too as well. And so we want to go back, back, back. And then we're going to take this out. And that Cabela's card is ready to go. It's erased and ready to go in to the the camera again. So that's where we're at with that. So, and I will go through the other the other chip, and I will my SD card, and I will record all my stuff here at home because it's very important information that I need for next year. And it basically looks like next year it's going to be around that Halloween season is when bigger bucks showed up. So I'm going to hold off unless I see a monster, a shooter early. But I'm going to hold off until that Halloween week to get everything up and ready to go. Good deal. Yeah, Theo already got his, but he's going to go down with me, with my dad. We're going to go be his extra set of eyes. I'll probably look out the side window, and Theo will look out the back window to see what's happening around us. And then Theo will have access to the front window as well, where he's probably going to see most of the action. But I like to look off to the right and see anything coming up. So I still believe out in front of us, there's a great path where they come out of this bedding area. They come around the bedding area, and I think they come through and they come out by the pear trees. That's a given. So everybody's always looking there. But to the right, I still think in my head that a bigger buck's going to come up from that bottom, up this gully that we have there. There's like a hillside, and I think he's going to be on that side of the hill on our side, coming up through from that bottom food plot. I really believe that there's going to be a buck that comes up through there. Just the way the land's set up and everything. And I've been telling my dad every time. I haven't seen a buck there yet. I've seen 2 smaller bucks go down that way, but I have yet to see a buck come up there. And with the wind blowing like northeast, or northeast, west, a northwest wind would be for that area. A north wind that would work, and hopefully a west wind isn't that great for us. It blows down the food plot from our left to right. A north wind, a northwest, or a northeast is our best wind. A northeast is not good. I mean, there's pass behind us a lot. I mean, most of the deer have been coming out in front of us. So if we get anything north, northwest, northeast, we're good for our food plot. But down below, we have a funnel to the left and we have that gully to the right. If it's a northwest, it's going down to that gully. If it's a northeast, it's going down that funnel. But we have ozonics and we try to be scent free as much as possible, so that helps. And we're higher up. The stuff behind us is actually lower. So once they come up there, once they get on the flat, they could smell us. But other than that, the north winds are what we want. A west wind isn't too bad if they're coming out of the front of us either. East wind would probably be good because it's blowing out into private property, which I don't really care if our wind goes into private property at all. So I think our best wind is our north wind. Or east wind. North or northeast would be our best winds, I think. So, but yeah, that's basically it, guys. I wanted to share video every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern on my channel, so make sure we can do that. We can take those to opening week. Oh, you can? Okay. Then Theo can take a doe too then. But we're going to try not to take a doe. Maybe in the morning, depending, but I think we wait for the buck, and then if we see something midday or something, we could whack a doe or something like that. But besides that, we're good to go. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Just keep an eye out for this. I really like to share my pictures and hang out with you guys and just show you what I'm seeing and, you know, premiering these VooPeak cameras because that's what I'll be using a lot of in the upcoming months. Hopefully, hopefully I can get a deal with VooPeak and Cam Park and get more of these cameras so I can have more out. The more cameras, the better in my eyes. So, VooPeak, if you're listening, if you want to send any cameras my way, please do so. I do have one coming in the mail soon. So that's on order right now. They're sending me one out to review that one as well. So this Wednesday coming out, my heated vest review's coming out. I do have a heated seat. I have some cow rubber boots, hunting boots that I'm going to be doing a video on. I got some Fitville hiking boots that I'm doing a video on. And I got some heated gloves that I'm going to be doing a video on too. So I got a bunch of product reviews, which is awesome because I'm tagged out in PA and Ohio. I'm not doing much hunting. I will be having a doe video coming out here soon in a couple weeks. I didn't go hunting yet, but I'll be doing a hunting video for you guys, for doe. I was going to use my bow, but I can't use my compound with my wrist, so I got to use my crossbow. Next year I'll be doing some bow hunting though, so I'm getting back to my roots with the bow. So I should be all healed up by then. Yeah, and that's it, guys. So keep an eye out for Wednesday premiere at 7 p.m. Eastern. I am doing a watch and win video right now. The video that I just did last week. Go over to that video, watch it. If you find where my logo pops up in that video, and put it in the timestamp in the comments, and you'll be entered to win a bottle of the Elimshield Core Body Foam. Awesome product. Elimshield makes some great products. I do encourage you to go over to my description and look at all my partners and affiliates and check out my share codes. It can save you some money. Go over and browse. Check us out on RUKU TV for the American Angler Outdoors Network. I'm also on the Backroads Outdoors Network TV channel as well. Go check that out. The links are all in my description. If anybody has any pictures or anything you want me to post, please email me at tedpolanowskijr@gmail.com. And go over and check out my website at OFFTHEHOOKOUTDOORS.us. You can check that out and check all my social media. Check me out on Facebook, Instagram, FishAngler, FishBrain, Camo Space. And with that being said, make sure you're checking out my store as well. Go over to my Inksoft store. I have a bunch of cool products over there. Some Hex Gear camo. I got some regular camo. I got some fishing shirts. I got hats, hoodies, and things like that. So go over, check that out. That helps support our channel. And with that being said, that's it for today. You guys have a great week. Make sure you stop in every Wednesday on my channel and check out my premiere. And like I always say, guys, take a kid fishing or hunting. We want to preserve our sport and pass it on to future generations. And we will see ya.